All right, welcome to Whiskey Wisdom. Today we have our very first guest named after a Jim Carrey movie, Ventura, Rangel. Welcome to the show.
May or may not be true.
Love to hear it. Alrighty, so before we get started, want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor today, Curated Styles. A little bit more about them later in the episode. And a quick premise for everyone. Ventura and I will go ahead and start off with a little bit of a drinking game. Today I have Truth or Drink. We're going to get a little bit of liquid wisdom flowing through our systems there. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into your questions and give you some honest, uninhibited advice. So Ventura, let's get it started.
Let's do it.
Let's pour this whiskey up.
Pull it up, pull it up.
Love it. So what else do you have going on this weekend?
This weekend, supposed to go to my lady's, she has a family friend's birthday party going on tonight, so should be going to do that. And then tomorrow, don't know about during the day, but I'm going to be watching the Cowboys-Niner game because I have a pretty big bet with my boss.
There we go.
Going on in that game, so.
All right.
Going to be glued to the TV from 5 to whatever time it ends.
What's the bet? How much you got on the line?
Loser, it's not money. Loser has to take them and their significant other to a dinner out at State 44.
Ooh, State 44 is a good spot.
Yeah, so it'd be a real expensive dinner.
I love it. So they got great food though. Great food.
I've never been, so I'm pretty excited.
Never been?
No.
You'll enjoy it.
So
Man. Right next to Churchill Cigars too.
That's where we went that one time, right?
Yep.
For Logan's? No.
Churchill's. Cortez, out of here. We're having a good time. Probably bring you in
Did
there.
we go there?
Maybe not. I've been there a bunch, but it was when I was in college.
Oh, okay.
So we'll start the timer here. Get our 30 minutes going for our drinking game. All right. Forgot to go live. Oh well. We'll do that next time. All right. So classic truth or drink game. We'll go ahead and pull a card.
Let's hit it.
And we have two options on this one. This deck is called On the Rocks. Very fitting for today. And if you don't want to tell the truth, then we got to drink.
Pretty
As
standard.
a guest, go ahead and get it started.
Do your best or worst impersonation of me. I promise I'll clap.
Ooh, of you. All right.
Yes.
Ooh. Man, I need a turtleneck right now. That's what I need. Need a turtleneck, need a gold chain. Need a gold chain, need that going. Man, that's, to me, when I picture you at the bar. Again, nice shirt, gold chain, drink in hand, just kind of observing, kind of looking around.
That's fair.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. Either that or I'm arguing with somebody
about
some
something.
sports-related topic.
About something. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Alrighty. This one here. Let's see. Ooh, when was the last time you lost your cool? What happened? How do you feel about it now?
Ooh, lost my cool.
So I'll go ahead and answer it, and then you answer it. And we
Yeah,
can
go ahead.
both go. So for mine, this is about a year ago. Was probably the last time where I actually had some consequences with it. And I was at a bar. They lost my card. you know where I'm going with the story.
Yes.
I was at a bar. They lost my card, and I couldn't find it. I got upset. I'd already been drinking quite a bit, and I really shouldn't have been because it was a free tab that night since they lost my card. So
I never even thought about it like that.
Panning out pretty well. In the moment, I was unhappy. So on the way out, threw my hand through double pane glass and broke my hand in a few different places. And that was a regrettable moment, but happy to say haven't been in any situations where I've lost my
Your
cool
hand was
since then,
busted
so.
after that.
Yeah, it did take me
You
4
came over the
days
next day
to
to
go.
my house with like a Walmart or a Walgreens stint. That was like the worst stint in the world.
That's right. I taped it up. Yeah, I did not go to the ER. Went to urgent care like 4 days later. Yeah, it was a good time.
I think the last time, like to that extent of losing my cool, I was at a buddy's apartment. We were having a get together for something, and I had got there late, but everyone had showed up with food and stuff. And there was this guy that just kept saying, just to keep it simple as well, just kept saying inappropriate stuff all night for
bullshit.
hours. It was just some really bad stuff. It
Yeah.
just kept, and it was making everybody in the room uncomfortable. And it got to the point where I texted like my friends and the ones who live there, like, "Yo, he keeps going. I'm gonna get this guy out of here. Like, I'm done with it." And the guy who lived there, who was in the, who I don't say owned the apartment, but lived there in the apartment, like kept telling him like, "Bro, like shut up." And I broke. I got to a point where I lost it, and I looked and I was like, "Dude, either you can shut the fuck up, or I'm getting you. You can go right now. There's not an in between.
Yeah.
And he was like got all flustered. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make the decision for you. I got up, I walked to the door, opened, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. And then it like escalated from there. He was being mad disrespectful. And then on the way out, this cracks me up now, but man, in the moment got me heated. On the way out, he like made everybody, he was like, whoa, stop. And everybody actually got quiet. He looked at me, he was like, man, I fed you. But he said it in a way as if like I bummed it on his couch for a month while I got back on my feet or something, and like he made me dinner every night. No, I found out later he took carne asada to the thing, but I got there late, so I didn't even eat any food though. And he was over here like, bro, I fed you. But of course, that set me off. My friend had to like grab me and restrain me from going to go kick his ass. And he left, and I was heated. I almost followed his ass downstairs to go kick his ass.
Damn.
That was probably the last time I was like that, like upset where I wanted to fight somebody.
How long ago was this, you said?
Oh, this was 5 years
ago.
ago, 4 years, 5
We're
years
calm men now,
Yeah.
right? Learn from. All right, go ahead.
Have you ever dated a friend's ex or ever wanted to?
No, but it's gone the opposite way a couple times. That's not sure. And yeah, that's a good story. It's a good story, but yeah, let's see. There's a couple of them actually where some friends have tried to hit up some of my exes, and that both of them really didn't really turn out well for them. Nothing that I did per se.
Yeah.
But you know, karma is a bitch. I will say that.
Any of them recent, or was this a while ago?
No. I mean, let's see.
A couple years ago now?
It's been a couple years, right? So, because I've been single for almost 3 years now. So, but the last two. Nice. How about you?
Not that I'm aware of. There was always dudes always trying to hit up my lady while we were dating. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's
that's a given these days.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. Yeah, one of the dudes I remember one time, it was back in high school. We worked together, and I was cool with him. I remember this might have been after me and that chick broke up. He said something to the effect of like she was like ugly or she wasn't pretty or something like that.
Ooh.
And in the back of my head, I'm like, bro, you're in her DMs like once a month. Like, what are you doing? Like, like shut up, bro.
That's fine. That's the best though. That's when you know you got a real one. They're like, hey, like this fool's hitting me up.
Yeah.
Rather than them hiding under that shit.
Exactly.
You know. Let's see. Was that? Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, it was mine.
Let's see here. Oh, this is a good one. All right. What's your most expensive mistake?
Oh, God. I don't know about mistake. Honestly, I've never really actually fixed any of them, but like putting dents into my cars and stuff.
Okay.
That's the only that comes to my head. That or really big bar tabs that I didn't expect had gotten that high. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I'm like, oh yeah, just shots on me or drinks on me, and then I get the tab every night, and I'm like, yikes.
Yeah.
Or I look at my bank account on a Monday after a weekend out.
For sure. Have you ever gone out and then just waited till the next payday before checking your account?
No, I have to know that Monday because sometimes next payday wasn't until 7-8 days after that.
I got you. I've definitely done that before. I'm like, that was a hefty one. Let me wait till I get some more positive before I see the
simple dinners all week this week.
Yes, sir. For me, I'll probably have to drink on this one. I don't know if statute limitations are up.
So, that might be true. You should probably drink.
I'll take a sip there.
Even though that's what got you in trouble.
That's all right.
My turn?
There you go. Let me put the whiskey up here if you need a refill too. This one's from Oregon too.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Did you bring it, or did they just?
No, this is what I picked up at the store. I was looking for monkey shoulder, but they were out everywhere. So.
What's something you're still self-conscious about? Are you working on it?
Ooh, self-conscious. I don't know if self-conscious is the right word for this, but I feel like I need to compensate for being 5'7". If that makes sense. Like either like I need to like be at the gym or I need to like make some good money, like something to offset. Because like in today's world, right? If I'm trying to find an attractive wife, let's say, like you got to have at least 2 out of the 3 of those.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? You got to have the height. and then maybe some money, but then, maybe you can let some other things slide. But for me, I don't have the height, so I automatically got to make the other two.
That's fair.
So.
That makes sense. However, I saw, I don't know if you've seen on the internet the whole like debate between girl math and boy math. I saw one where the girl math was like, girl math is being 5'1", but expecting your boyfriend to be over 5'10" or something like that. Or anything under 5'8" is too short.
Yeah, right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. The worst.
Oh, it's yours.
All right, cool. That's good. Alrighty. All right. If I didn't have my current job, what do you see me doing?
Ooh. That's a good question. Honestly, it'd still be something with talking to people.
Yeah.
I think that's like a natural gift of yours. That I've known, especially on our night outs. You just start talking and they just
get the drinks flowing.
Yeah, just get the drinks flowing, and it's done. It's a done deal. We adopt people by the end of the night.
That's true. Dude,
so, I mean,
the problem is though, that's the last we ever see of any of them.
Dude,
the worst.
Still a great memory though.
That's
still
true.
A great time.
That's
still a great
true.
story.
Good times. Sometimes don't remember their names. Sometimes I have random names and numbers in my phone that I don't remember the next. So, but man, for you, I could see you slinging some watches, like a jewelry salesman.
Okay.
Like top tier type shit.
Just going dressed in nice.
Pulling out the rollies, pulling out like 100,000 of diamonds. I could see you doing that.
Nice. I don't know that I've ever. I think I'll take that as a compliment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is it mine?
Yeah.
No, it's yours. No, it's mine. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
Oh God, I don't know which one I want to ask. I'll go with this one. What's your most embarrassing moment that transpired in public?
Ooh. Okay. Okay. I think for me, this was Cardinals-Rams game. I got bottle service for a table full of people who had to work the next day and didn't want to drink. So I took it upon myself to take on the heavy lifting for the drinking, which I could not do on my own, unfortunately. And so I started mingling, started giving some drinks out and whatnot, and saw a couple chiquitas across the way. So I went over, chatted up with them a little bit, and man, the drinks caught up with me. We were drinking vodka and tequila.
Yeah.
And then they ordered a round of whiskey.
Oh.
And that just hit my stomach the complete wrong way.
Yeah.
And I was already pretty faded by then. So the rest of the story, you kind of filled in for me how it goes.
I was one of the people particularly not drinking that much that night. And me and another friend were sitting at the table. We see him off to the side just doing his thing, whatever, buying drinks. We see these drinks as mentioned. And we look over. We're like, we should probably get him to stop because we knew he drove there. And next thing you know, we look over, and he's just yakking, just throwing up off to the side of the table. Didn't try to run nowhere. I think it caught him off guard. I don't think he was ready for it. I don't think there was no warning. It was just boom, coming out. And he's just throwing up right there. And he plays it cool. He actually props to him. He tried to keep his composure as cool as possible.
Cool under pressure, baby.
Cool under pressure. He goes, he's like, just basically like, shit, my bad. Let me just go get a towel real quick. I'll be right back. And then he like leaves, which is fine. It's cool. The people at the table, like, they were kind of looking at us like, yo, like, you catch your boy over here, but weren't like disgusted or anything. So like he might have still been able to save it. But what tipped it over the edge was this busser comes with like a tray full of waters for this table, doesn't see the throw up on the floor, slips and falls in it. Water's everywhere. He falls on the throw up. Rightfully so. He gets up pissed. He wanted to fight somebody. He gets up pissed, walks away, and then that's when Alex comes back with the towel, and then the security guard comes over and just like, as calm as could be, just hand over his shoulder because knew he wasn't making, like, Alex wasn't a problem. But at the same time, I was like, buddy, you can't stay here anymore.
Yeah, I was like, I think I was pretty much at that point, fair enough.
Yeah,
like,
and Alex was like,
I get it.
Yeah, you might be right. And just walked out, and we took care of it from there.
This is one of the times where I'm rightfully thrown from a bar, And
yeah, so then me and the friend get up, and we take care of Alex the rest of the night. But yeah, it was, we witnessed all of that.
I would love to have seen that from your lens.
Dude, just especially the guy falling, dude. I was pure cartoon.
See, and I didn't even know until the next time you told me that story that had occurred.
Yes.
I just knew coming back and then
because
being
he was up and gone mad before you came back. So yeah, you missed all of that.
That's great.
Yeah, dude.
I love it.
My most embarrassing time is actually all the way back in middle school. One of the most embarrassing things that I hold on to this day. The classroom I was at was right across the hall from the bathrooms. Yeah, if you don't mind. It was right across from the hallway. And it was like 5 minutes before the bell was supposed to ring to dismiss us. I asked to go to the restroom, and teacher lets me go. The door opens. Like, remember this. The door opens just fine. I go in, I use the restroom. The bell rings while I'm in the restroom. Wash my hands, and I go to open the door, and the shit's locked. And for whatever reason, the lock from the inside isn't working. It's only with the key on the outside that'll let you lock in, which rightfully so, middle schoolers locking a bathroom door. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm there wiggling this door, like, why is it not opening? All the people are starting to walk in the hallway, so now I'm banging on the door. Instead of someone coming up trying to open it from the outside or anything like that, someone yells out, "Oh my God, someone's stuck in the bathroom," to everyone in the hall. And I'm like, bro, you couldn't just keep that on the hush, bro? And so somehow someone gets the door open, whether it was me or someone on the outside. I don't remember that part. But I open the door, I walk out. First thing I see are 3 8th grade chicks that were like all like the hotter chicks in the school looking at me are like, "Oh," and I'm like,
damn.
God,
now you know the restroom guy forever.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Luckily, no one ever brought it up, so it did. But like in the moment, dude, I was defeated. I just went and got my backpack from the class and left. I was defeated.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Bro,
I can imagine. That's good. That's good. All right, let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. How many kids is too many kids? How many will you have?
Bro, I have 5. You got to stop.
5, you got to stop.
Because now you can't even live in a normal sized home. Like you gotta. I did 4 or 5. Like
how much money do you have to make?
And then there's the economy on top of that.
That's true.
Maybe 10 years ago, 5.
Taxes,
10 years ago, 5. You could do it with a normal income. These days,
the tax
2.
breaks, they'll give you some back though.
Still, okay, you got to wait July to get your income tax back. Like once a year, you get a bonus for having 5 kids. The rest of the year, what?
Fair. So how many will you have though?
I'd have 2 max.
2?
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of on the same page there.
Yeah.
Same page there. 2, and if they're both girls, I'll try one more time.
Okay.
And then, gotta try for that boy.
Yeah, you
gotta try. Gotta put the effort in.
Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be opposed to not having kids. Not so much because I couldn't afford it, but just I've been enjoying life, and me and my lady have been enjoying life, so we've kind of discussed like this wouldn't be a bad idea, at least for sure the next couple of years to not have any.
Yeah.
Just to enjoy ourselves, especially now that we both make a good living.
That's big.
To enjoy life. So there may be a chance there might not be any, maybe just one, who knows? But as of right now, we're for sure not trying.
Yeah, fair enough.
At least intentionally. No.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, these days, man, it's so hard for me, like trying to imagine myself with a chick, finding the right one I would trust to raise a kid, And so that's part of what's been like kind of in my head because I'm getting a little, getting older. My parents are getting older. I know they want grandkids at some point too. They haven't put any pressure on or anything like that. But I can feel that coming a little bit.
Your brother has some kids, no?
Well, so I'm adopted, right? My adopted family, I'm the only kid.
Oh.
So
your brother, the one that I met, they weren't adopted by the.
No, so they're all blood. We're all blood, and then I was the only one adopted.
Okay.
So my birth family, blessed to meet all of them at 10 years old and whatnot. But my adopted family, I was the only one. So
okay,
and that's the last name I carry. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I kind of need to.
Okay.
Like, respect to them. They sacrifice a lot. I really want to carry on the name, but I also don't want to do it with the wrong person.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And these days, it's difficult. Like, we've had these discussions. It's difficult to find someone to trust and find someone who has the same morals and principles that you have to, raise someone. So that's where I'm at. That's
fair.
All right, your card.
It's yours. Mine was the embarrassing.
Was it? Oh, no, mine was the kids. Mine was the kids.
I'm slipping.
You're getting behind, too.
What do you mean? This is already the second pour.
So is it?
Oh, is it? Oh, man.
I think so.
Oh, look at that. What animal am I most like? Describe how this species and I are similar.
If there were an Italian bear. if there were an Italian bear that had its hair, its fur, like constantly slicked back and always had a gold chain.
There has to be a cartoon movie out there.
There's got to be somewhere.
There has one. At least one somewhere.
I'm going to stick by that answer.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
What about me? What about me?
Oof. I'm trying to think. Trying to think of an animal that's just like cool, calm, and collected, and just like doesn't necessarily have to be in power, but like we'll know that we can turn to. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of one on top of my head. Maybe a tiger.
Tiger.
They're usually calm and collected until they don't have to be.
I like that. I like that. Until they're provoked.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. All right. What else we got here? Ooh. Interesting. When was the last time you cried? What happened? And do you need a hug?
No, I don't need a hug.
Yeah.
Last time I cried. Honestly, it was probably about what? We're almost
TikTok, son.
TikTok.
Wait.
It was probably a little bit before me and my lady started dating. It was
Okay.
like some emotional stuff that happened there with her. Probably the last time. That was back in February, but obviously we've been dating since. So
February. So we're about 8 months. 8 months without crying.
yeah,
All right. Good deal.
so good time. Actually, you know what? No, I lied. There was one time. This was probably like maybe 3 months ago. We were out drinking, and she was DD. I was feeling pretty good that night. And I saw something on on Facebook. My stepmom had posted she's dating somebody now. My stepmom and my dad divorced a couple years ago, and she's dating somebody now, and he has kids, but they're younger. They're probably like oldest one looked like maybe no older than like 12, 13, and that was about the age that I started living with my stepmom under the same roof. And she's always had a big place in my heart in my life because. Not that I'm not close to my mom, but my mom moved over here when I was in high school, and that was about the time I started living with my dad and stepmom.
Yeah.
So she was kind of my day-to-day mother figure growing up until I left for college.
Gotcha.
So just kind of seeing them have her in their life just kind of made me feel like, oh, they're lucky. Like, they get to experience all that again with her. So got a little emotional. If I hadn't been drinking, it would probably been fine. But I already had been drinking, and I told my lady, like, I miss my stepmom. And then, boom, tears started going.
That happens, man. That happens.
So that was the last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, for me, I think the last time, at least that comes to mind right now, I can't remember how long ago it was. It was earlier this year. Was on some shroomies, you know, and it was just everyone else had left the party. It was just me, and I was just sitting down, had a music video on. It was like some of that, slow music that kind of once it starts hitting, you're like, oh shit, you know, and just in that moment, I know you haven't done any shrooms or anything like that. For everyone who does, like, you just get a little bit more connected to everything. And in that moment, I just like, just felt super connected and just let it go. And it was just me, just here, just chilling. Yeah. And it felt good. Sometimes it feels good.
Yeah.
But
sometimes even drugs or not, you just got to have those moments with yourself.
That's true.
Sometimes.
That's true.
Just kind of reconnect ground.
That is very true. All right, you go.
Have you ever stolen anything? What and why? Do you still have it?
No, actually, the only thing that comes to mind, I was in Vegas.
My heart.
This guy. It was my very first time in Vegas, and my lips were chapped as a motherfucker. I grew up in Oregon, where it's nice and like rainy,
moist.
Moist.
Yeah.
The air is very moist. And man, I got to Vegas, it fucking dried up like crazy, and my lips were like cracking and shit. And I was like, I was gonna go to a little store to get some chapstick. I happened to go into like a little gift shop thing. The chapstick was $7.
Oh God.
$7 fucking dollars. Like, no fucking shot of paying $7 for chapstick. But I was in such a desperate state to need it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Let's get a snake this chapstick. So that's the only thing I've ever seen.
Ironically, mine was some Carmex at a Walmart when I was like 12.
12 still Carmex.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, you were here in Arizona. Oh no, Texas.
This was back in Texas. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So, do I still have that? No, not at all.
I think I might have used it like those 2 days that I was in Vegas, and then it was gone.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Cortez, what's up, buddy? All right, let's see. What's which one should I go with here? What's a grand gesture you tried to save or repair a relationship?
I don't know, save and repair relationship. I don't like that.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
I don't think you should use some grand gesture to save it.
Yeah.
Or is it saying, have I done one?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
in the past.
in the
as
past.
a learning experience.
Yeah, as learning. But now
we all have some learning experiences.
That's
with
true.
that shit.
I feel like you should, if you're gonna save a relationship, you gotta talk it out. It can't just be
Yeah.
just wipe it under the rug.
100% agree.
However,
as growing up,
yeah. However,
as
one
young
time
bloods.
in high school, the girl I was dating at the time was mad at me for whatever it was. It was like a legit 2-3 day thing that was going on. Like it just was not going good. So finally, it was on a Sunday. I used to live right the side of my house was into a park, and her grandma lived right like a 3-minute walk from me. So she was at her grandma's. I was like, meet me at the park at whatever time. And before the time I get there, and I set up like a whole picnic, entire thing, and then like I made like I don't think it was a playlist. I don't think you really make playlists at the time. But
you burned a CD?
No, I didn't burn a CD. It was already digital. It was already digital at the time. But on my phone, I put an order of songs, like legit 20, 30 songs that were all like lovey-dovey type songs, with like Bruno Mars and shit at the time. You know what I mean? And then she got there, and then we kind of talked, and then she loved everything, and was like, all right.
How many songs did you get through?
I don't remember. We were there for a while, I think.
Got through all 30 songs. That's a good.
It was in the park.
There you go.
But yeah, so that's probably the only thing I could think of really, as far as like trying to save.
Trying to save something.
Yeah.
Trying to think back. I can't think of anything I've actually tried to do. Like usually when the towel's thrown in, the towel's thrown in for me. You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done any like grand gesture I could say. Just like still being around, I guess is kind of the only thing.
Your presence is the gesture.
Yeah, exactly. It's the grand gesture. Yeah, I'm the fucking prize.
Yeah. Know your worth, game.
Yeah, right. No. Yeah, no, I haven't done anything like I haven't shown up with a boombox outside of anybody's window or anything like that. Like nothing that comes to mind at least. So, but yeah, all right. No, your card.
Yeah.
Your card.
When was the last time you thought you might die? What made you feel that way?
Yeah, I had a gun to my head. You know, this is. I think I've told you the story before.
Maybe.
Glendale.
No, I was thinking it was maybe in Mexico.
No. All the bad shit that's happened to me has happened in the U.S. let's get that out there. I've been to a lot of countries, but U.S. no. So yeah, this is a pretty long story, but to keep it short, it was in Glendale at a club, and the chick that I was there with at the time wasn't a big fan of the crew that she was hanging out with, so I kind of split off and did my own thing, and it was down at the bar. Started chatting with this guy. We hit it off pretty well. We shared a couple drinks or whatever. At the end of the night, it's like 2 a.m. Bar's closing down. Everyone's leaving. I see like 3 guys surrounding this dude that I've been chopping up with at the bar. So I go up like, what the fuck's going on? Like, because they're about to like fucking beat him. So I go over and they're like, hey, like get out of here. Like this doesn't involve you, kind of thing. I'm like, no, dude, like what's going on?
Best friends.
Exactly. And so then all of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm back at the car of this chick that I'd come up with a piece to my face. I'm like, it's really interesting.
Those dudes followed you?
Yeah, like, well, it was only a few cars away.
Oh, okay.
So when that happens, everything just slows down. Mm-hmm. Like just everything slows down, and for some reason, it's like almost a serenity, a calmness. And so the girl I was with is freaking out. She's calling one of our mutual friends to like trying to figure out like what to do, because obviously she's never been in that situation before, right? And so she somehow has my buddy on the phone, and so I'm like, give me the phone. Well, again, this is all happening while this is still in my face.
And was the guy saying anything to you, or
he was just talking this shit, just going out. And so I just get the phone. I'm like, hey, you need to come down and pick me up right now. About to get shot. Not sure what's gonna happen, but I need you over here. Like while maintaining eye contact with this guy. I think in the moment, just me remaining calm and not being like freaking out and shit in front of this guy kind of made him be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, like, all right, whatever. So then after the phone call, after I hung up, and he just like went off with his guys, they fucking peel out, they leave. We hop in this chick's car, we drive to a gas station a little bit away. She's obviously still freaking out.
Yeah.
And like drops me off at this gas station basically for my other buddy to come pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the premise of the night. And
Wow.
yeah, it was an interesting situation.
Oh man.
Situation. So that's why that particular friend who picked me up that day is like is blood brother to me essentially, you know. And this was even actually this might have been before I even met you. This was a few years ago. Yeah, that's
wow.
it's an interesting one.
I've never been anywhere like that. I've definitely been in like dangerous situations. I think the closest like event that happened that where I thought, and even die might have been extreme. Now that especially as compared to a story like that. There was one time. This was when I was back in high
That fool never would have
school.
pulled the trigger, though.
Huh?
Let's just say that. That fool never would have pulled the trigger.
No?
He was just some kid. He was
All
like,
right.
you know, early 20s. All right, we'll answer this last question.
Yeah.
And we'll jump into the next.
My mom was already living over here. It was in high school. We had came for a Cowboys-Cardinals game here in Arizona. And on the way back, this was like in December, on the way back in New Mexico, there was a snowstorm. And to the point where they closed at 10, we actually had to stay the night in Deming. But on the way in, I was in my uncle's car, or in his truck. It was an Expedition, I think. I'm sitting in the front seat. And as we're driving, we already see cars already like in the median, like in the little divot, just like crashed in there. So we're going, and then all of a sudden, our car starts like going like fishtailing.
Oh, shit.
And it probably did it about 5-6 times. And he's there fighting the wheel. And we got close to the median a couple times within that process, and he caught it. So that's probably the only time I think I've ever been like, you know what I mean?
Like, hold on to this.
Yeah, and actually like thinking like, oh, like something bad's about to happen.
Yeah.
Other times, dangerous situations, kind of just being around shit that's popping off, but never anything to that extent.
Yeah. And it's funny to me, like, even that doesn't really feel like close to death experience because, I don't know, some part of me just tells me, like,
He would have never done it.
He never would have done it, especially in part. It was in a parking lot full of people.
Yeah.
You know, like.
That's true.
No one's going to do that. But anyway, I digress. So before we jump into the next section here, I want to give a shout out again to our sponsor, they have Curated Styles. I have a little information from them. Curated Styles, elevate your elegance every month. Are you a discerning gentleman with an insatiable appetite for the finer things in life? Welcome to Curated Styles, your gateway to a world of sophistication and exclusivity. At Curated Styles, we've made it our mission to bring you a curated selection of exclusive products to match your impeccable taste. From timeless accessories and handcrafted goods to limited edition fashion items, each month we present you with a thoughtfully chosen collection of items that define refinement. We understand that your style is a reflection of your unique character. That's why our selections are as diverse as your tastes. Whether you're a dapper dresser, a trendsetter, or a connoisseur of classic elegance, Curated Styles is your ultimate source of elegant inspiration. Curated Styles, where every product, every accessory, every month is a testament to your fine taste. Choose elegance. Choose us. Curated Styles. Good deal. All right, thank you, Curated Styles.
Do they send you like a box every month? Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah. So what they do is they have a website and they have a few different featured products every month that revolve.
Okay.
Every month, and then if you set up a subscription, you can get each thing every month, or you can just hop on there, see what you want out of the
and just buy them individually.
Pick out what you want.
Oh wow. Okay. I'll have to check that out.
You will. I'll get you the link.
Yeah.
There we go. Alrighty, now we're about to jump into the advice portion.
Ice me up.
Ice you up. There you go. It's starting to melt a little bit.
It's all good. Water
Might throw a
activates the
couple in
whiskey.
there you go. Alrighty.
Actually will.
Good deal. Oh. Oh, there's ice underneath. I love it. Alrighty. So this section, we'll go ahead and today we're answering some questions from Reddit. So from the Ask Reddit subreddit there. We have a few different questions we'll pull. As a guest, go ahead and give it a go.
All right. Question is from Reddit user SpaceMonster111. What did the internet ruin?
Women.
I wanted to know you were going to either say that or dating.
Women, dude. I mean, so And here's why. Here's why I think it ruined with it. The comparison game never ends anymore.
Oh yeah.
I think, growing up, obviously there's always a comparison game. We still play that game too. But I think the internet just exacerbated that whole situation to where now you're never enough, but also you need all of the attention.
Yeah.
And so one man is never going to be enough attention if you subscribe to that kind of whoremongering kind of situation, right? So in my opinion, that's the attention getting, the endless comparisons to people who, there's always going to be someone at a better level or looks better or something. There's always
money, whatever. Yeah.
You just got to be secure in yourself at the end of the day, right? But these days, I feel like women don't think that they're capable of that, or there's not enough direction for them to do that, and so they always have to play the comparison game and try and get the most attention possible. Which, I think if I'm gonna find a woman, she needs to be secure. She doesn't need to play that social media game. But if she does, she needs to know into her core like she's enough as herself.
And I think the extra layer on top of that, like, and not so much as just women, but in general, there's a layer of delusion to everybody too. A lot of times, as far as like I think like the first one comes to mind, just kind of on your topic or your example. If you're like watching that video where like when we're like, what's the minimum your significant other has to make a year, and they're like 600,000, 750,000 a year, and they think it's normal, and they're like the average male between the ages 25 and 32 makes like $55,000 a year, and they're like, oh my god, are you serious? It's like, how delusional are you right now? Like, what do you do for a living that you think that's the normal income? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just get handouts.
Yeah, it's just so there's that.
It's on us as men too, because we keep doing it.
That's fair, I guess.
Keep
Yeah.
doing it.
It's all
We're like,
it's
she's got pretty eyes and big tits and a nice ass. Let me give you drinks all night.
Right.
Like,
no one's perfect in the situation for sure, but I think the other thing that the internet's kind of ruined is like instant gratification. And kind of just take it away from that. Like, I actually stopped following a lot of stuff on social media like Twitter and Facebook when it comes to, I know it sounds like a little bit of a geek here, like when it comes to like Marvel and like Star Wars stuff, because people were always so quick to ruin stuff. Like people are so quick to like, oh, what happens on this? Spoilers. What happens on that? And like, and I had a couple of things like spoiled a couple times, or they created this expectation for a movie that I, to my own detriment, gave into. I was like, oh yeah, that would sound dope. I hope that's what happens. And I went to watch the movie, and it was the complete opposite. And I was hella disappointed. So I was like, I'm done. So I stopped looking at a lot of that stuff online. And just in general, just kind of like, I'll look. The only thing I think I still keep looking, just because I think it's all objective and you can't really spoil anything, is sports. I still follow a lot of like sports media, because no matter what somebody says, like, can't really ruin your perspective because it's all live and it's all, or at least supposed to be.
Even for these clowns that say it's scripted,
like,
it's still entertaining because the ending is always going to be different.
That's why WWE still exists. That's why wrestling still exists. Everyone knows it's scripted. It's still fun. It's still entertaining. It's still an escape. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think the instant gratification part of that, where people just being impatient, like in any situation, is just so annoying.
Yeah.
Like, especially when it's stuff you can't control. Like, I hate it when, like, if you're stuck in line somewhere, especially when it's somewhere you know you're gonna be stuck in line. You're going to a sporting event, there's gonna be a line to get in. You're going to a concert, there's gonna be a line. You're going to Disneyland, you're gonna wait in line. So when people are like, oh my god, this line is taking forever, especially when we're barely like 10, 15 minutes in, I'm just like, bro, shut up. Like, you knew what you were getting into. Like,
you've already allotted the whole night to this event. This is just part of it.
Or another thing too, where I was getting really upset when Drake was coming to concert, people kept trying to find people wanted to know what his set list was going to be. And like there was always stuff online like, this is a set list here, this was a set list there. I'm like, why do you care? Just enjoy it. That's why I don't even record. I hardly ever record when I go to concerts. I started doing it a little bit more because I forget a lot of concerts I went to now or shows. But what I'll do, I just press record and I go like this, and I'm enjoying while this is doing the rest. But yeah, it's just like, why do you want to know what someone's going to perform? Just go enjoy it. Yeah. Get the hype. Like when the song first starts to go, and it's a song you've been waiting to hear all night, and you're like, fuck yeah, let's hit it. That's the best thing ever. You know what I mean? Yep. But if I know like, oh, this is the 13th song, this should be such and such song, what's the fun in that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's been ruined a lot by the internet too.
I agree with that for sure. Yeah, that's a big piece. All right, jump in the next one here. Ooh. Oh man. All right. This is from user shredded_blacksmith. Let's go. Let's go. That's
like
a good
that name.
username. What is the best quote from a book, movie, or TV show that you like or relate to? Ooh, also. What you got to do at the end of it? You got to crumple it up, take a shot at the lens. And if you hit the lens, then a person has a drink. Oh, that was off. I hope Cortez doesn't need it.
Oh!
Off.
You can go first on this.
Oh man, this is tough. So I'm terrible at quotes. I'm terrible at this stuff. I watch a movie, someone quotes it. I could have watched it 3 times. I don't remember it. But one that kind of sticks with me, and I'm definitely gonna misquote it. Wolf of Wall Street, one of the greatest films of all time. Probably top 5 for me. What's it? It goes, the only thing keeping you from greatness is the bullshit story telling you that you won't make it. And to me, that resonates, right? Because we're all capable of doing everything. Like we see all these people online. We see they're just fucking people, He is eating that paper. Cortez, come here. Cortez, aquí, que no.
He spit it out. It's right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but that for me, that's a good one.
I can't think. So when I quote stuff from movies, it's never like the inspirational stuff. It's always like the random stuff that I can use in conversation later on. So like random stuff, like someone like for whatever reason, like why so serious with the Joker? I'll say that just randomly.
What's your best rendition of it? Let's hear it.
Why so serious?
All right.
But yeah, so like I don't keep inspirational movie quotes. However, you're gonna know exactly where this is from. That night we went out and that dude was those 2 older guys.
Yeah, dude, I knew when I printed this. I knew
this quote has been carrying me throughout this entire year because that was the weekend before New Year's, or I think if I remember correctly,
it was
the week
day
of New Year's.
before.
It was the day before New Year's. That's right, because you invited them to the New Year's party. It was the day before New Year's. We were out. Long story short, we were out and we met these 2 older dudes in front of us, and they were talking to us and they asked us what our age was. And they're like,
thought they were gay for sure.
We do, yeah, we definitely did. And then we found out they were just 2 best friends that had known each other for 20, 30
and
years.
And they probably thought the same about us.
And we were like, that could be us in 22 years. So, like, 100%. Well, my bad. But they were like, oh, you guys are so young. Like, I wish I could go back and be there. You guys have so much life to live, this, that, and the third. And then what he said was, you guys get to enjoy the suspense of life. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I was kind of going through a lot. And I was just more like just clouded on like what I needed to do. And him saying that just kind of like just released all of that weight off my chest, and was just like, he's right. You just enjoy whatever life throws at you, and just kind of go from there. Yeah, that's all that really means, is to enjoy. You get
such
to enjoy.
A great quote.
Because he was like, I'm already been married. I already have the house. I already have the kids. I already have the grandkids. He was like, there's nothing in my future that I don't already have, or that I'm fighting for, if you will. I'm just enjoying the right now. Yeah. He's like, but you guys have so much to live for, and you get to enjoy the suspense of life. And I was just like, damn. Yeah. I even to the point where I got it engraved on like a little pendant.
Did you?
And that chain I wear with that little pendant, it says it on there.
Damn, mm-hmm. That's good. Shout out to Kurt and his buddy.
Yeah. Good times.
Good shit. All right. You're good.
What mistakes? Oh, excuse me. This is from Reddit user Abdul Jane. That's the best I got. Abdul Jain, maybe. I don't know.
Abdul Jain.
That might be it. What mistakes you made as a teenager still haunt you?
Ooh. All right. Okay, let's get deep.
Yeah.
All right. So, man, I was a sophomore in high school.
I got the
bottom of it. Hey, Cortez. No. Nope. I see you eyeing it.
No. Damn it. 0 for 3.
0 for 3, buddy. So, I was a sophomore in high school. My first, second real girlfriend I ever had. And she was the one who kind of introduced me to the world of sex. You know? And she had already done it. I hadn't. So she was the one who had my virginity and whatnot. And I was unaware of protection. We'll say that. I was aware of it, but wasn't privy to how important it actually is, and like what that can actually do to your life. So, long story short, after a while, Turns out she gets pregnant. Again, keep in mind I'm 15. She's 14 at the time. Like, very young, you know?
Yeah.
And so we go through the full process, told my parents. That was tough. It was tough to see, like, what that did to my mom in particular. And kind of what that did to my parents' relationship and me. Because they kind of blamed me for the whole situation, which is a whole nother thing. But through that, and unfortunately she ended up having a miscarriage. But what that did to me, and I guess I can't really say it's a regret, because what that did to me in that moment it was about 6 months that I was basically preparing to have to, be in that, role. And so what that did to me is like, all right, you can't fuck around anymore. You can't be doing stupid shit. Like, you gotta at some point get a job here. Like, this is just how life is gonna be. So I got a job as a sophomore in high school, and I've worked since then, and I guess all has been somewhat preparing for that situation to potentially occur again.
Okay.
And so that was, and again, I guess I can't really say, I mean, yes, it was a mistake, but it's not something I regret.
Yeah.
Because it formed who I am now, so that's that.
I feel that. I wouldn't say mine is something that I wouldn't say haunts me, but I would definitely say it carried a lot of weight on my shoulders, arguably till about maybe 2 years ago or so. And it was in high school and teenage years, not taking for granted how, or I guess I don't want to say taking for granted, maybe misunderstanding that my gift and my smarts in high school and middle school and high school wasn't exactly what it was going to be after high school, or wasn't going to carry me like it was after high school.
That's a good point.
So I got to basically what I'm saying is I got to college and I got smacked in the face with exactly how hard school should be. And one, I'm not going to blame it on the school system, but the school system also doesn't necessarily, doesn't necessarily prepare you for it. Or even if it does, like, you know what the content, but doesn't necessarily prepare you for being an adult in a school environment. I think is what it is, because that's what college is. College treats you as an adult. They don't treat you like high school does, where you're required to be there and we're going to kind of guide you along the way. College is, hey, if you don't want to come, you don't have to come, but you're going to pay us regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so kind of going into college and experiencing that, and after 2 years leaving in high school, I graduated with a 3.9 GPA, and it was like number 15 in my class or something like that, to dropping out of college with a 1.9 GPA and being academically suspended. I was a smack in the face, so there was a shock, like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And it carried weight on my shoulders for years and years and years, because my parents and family were asking me, when are you going back to school? What are you going to do? I was working at Dick's Sporting Goods and for the first couple of years of that time, you know what I mean? And granted, like, I was getting promoted, but still, I was making like $14 an hour max when I was there, and stuff like that. And so that carried a lot of weight for a while. And it was kind of one of the two maybe like identity crises that I had that really redefined the direction of where I wanted to go. And now that I have the career that I have and I make, a really good living, I look back at it, and it was a stepping stone I had to take to learn, like, kind of grow up and say, hey, you gotta buckle up and do what you gotta do to keep getting better. Which is always the advice I tell like any younger cousins or siblings or anybody, young people in general. Just like, you don't have to follow this cookie cutter plan that school makes it seem like you have to do, but don't get complacent or stuck either. Always try to get better.
Key.
So
Never be complacent.
Yeah, but it took me a long time to figure that out. Like, I felt stuck for a long time. Like I said, until about maybe 2 or so years ago, so that finally I was like, okay, I'm past, thinking like, do I need to go to school to make money? And finally found a career that I could make that money in and continue on from there.
By Acrobatic Landscape 7, what is something you wish you knew sooner?
Ooh. You want me to go first?
How important life insurance is.
That's true, actually. I will say that. I just recently re-upped on mine.
I guess not just how important life insurance, Cortez, no. Not just how important life insurance is, but how many different ways you can utilize it. Like, there's so many different ways to utilize life insurance.
And it's not even life insurance, like, outside of just regular health insurance, like how there's like the accident insurance and like stuff like that too, that can really help you when like you randomly break an arm or stuff like that. I recently went through that with my insurance at work. Just kind of going over that stuff, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow.
Well, no, but life insurance, it basically you can use it as an investment portfolio. Like where you can, if you over time you can borrow against it, and be your own bank. Let's say you need like 15K and you have 30K kind of lined up as the policy value of that.
Okay.
You can borrow 15 and do whatever. You can open a business. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. And instead of paying some other bank, 15%, 10%, you pay yourself like 6, 8, 9%. Be your own bank.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting. For me, it would actually be how important it is to fail.
Yeah.
And I think me, you, and one of our other buddies have had a good conversation about this before. But just being within failure, there's so much to learn. And I think growing up, I had kind of coasted through life to where I'd never really failed. Or if I did, it was never on a huge stage or a huge degree. And the first kind of time where I failed tremendously was when I dropped out of college. And like kind of just, my parents understood why or what happened, or they were shook. They were kind of shook, but at the end of the day, could understand what happened. But at the same time, also kind of hearing like the disappointment and like me not graduating or me not going back to school for a while. Yeah. And so just kind of like just within that failure, learning a lot. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot of where I still had the worth ethic to want to get better. I just, for whatever reason, didn't translate to school, but it translated more into work. So that's where I realized at some point in time, I eventually realized, well, instead of trying to force myself to go to school, let me just get better at making an income. And eventually that progressed itself to where I eventually got into the business that I'm in now. And then that same mentality got to the point where I am now, where I make the income that I make. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that would have happened if I never failed. You know what I mean? Because that's arguably what at the end of the day, what both of us do really is it's in a sense a sales position. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have failures throughout the day in sales. Not every deal closes. Not every pitch you make closes. I sold cars for a year, and then I'm on the service side for almost 5. On a daily basis, I fail because I don't sell every job that comes across my way. You know what I mean? Yeah. But for every job that doesn't sell, that just makes me better or more puts myself in a position to sell the next one. Or I push myself harder to try to get the next one. And eventually that all adds up to then making the income that I get. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I think there's so much to learn in failure that I don't think we're taught at a young age. We're always taught to just do everything you can not to fail, when in reality you arguably learn more when you do fail. Yeah.
And I think that's something that hopefully in our generation we learn how to do better as parents is coach through failure. Because like growing up, like through school, through college, like shit was not that hard, dude.
No,
like, it really wasn't. But once you actually hit life, that gets difficult.
Shit's rough.
It's hard. So
especially if you get into businesses or careers that are grown. They're a grown
but
person's
also,
job. You know what I mean?
You should be comfortable getting to like starting businesses that fail.
Yeah.
You should be comfortable starting adventures that don't turn out how you want. Mm-hmm. But I would hope that for the generation that I want to raise, we coach them through that at an earlier age. Then when they're in their early 20s, mid-20s, where now, life is real and you're losing real money.
Or not even just at a later age, but just telling them that it's okay. Because, I didn't know it was okay. I just thought I felt horrible about it the entire time. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's important. It's just telling them that it's okay to fail, but just make sure you learn from it.
Yep.
And just kind of coach them through it, if you will.
Yep. Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's huge.
All right. Was that? Yeah. Let me see. Anyone who's on the live right now, check my bio. Check out the new channel, Whiskey Wisdom.
From Reddit user, tell me a story, bitch.
Let's go. Tell me a story.
What is the most ridiculous thing a lot of people believe in? Fucking flat Earth. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, come on, bro. Like, grow up. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Like, come on. Now, if I eat my words later on in life on that, then fuck it. But for the time being, grow up.
That's fair. That's fair. Love.
Oh,
No,
I don't know, man.
So here's why I say that.
I know where you're going with this.
Here's why I say that. I don't think it's a fucking just a magical thing that happens in your head. It's not. Maybe it's part of it. Obviously, it's attraction. You got to be attracted to the person. You got to be connected a little bit. But it's not just a fugazi, you know? It's a sacrifice that has to be made. But it's a sacrifice that you want to make. I had a conversation with a good friend about this pretty recently. And their take on sacrifice was always negative. Like if you look at something as a sacrifice, then it's a negative. And in my mind, no. If you want to make the sacrifice, that's a positive for where you're trying to go, you know? So for me, love is knowingly making the sacrifice to put down your best interest for the growth together, you know? So
I get that.
To me,
a lot,
that's
actually.
what it is.
Yeah, because
like people can say, "Oh, love at first sight." I don't believe that shit at all. I see attractiveness at first sight. I see, hormones at first sight. That's fine.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? That's okay. But what you find after you make that connection and what you want to sacrifice, what you want to build, that's what true love is based on.
I agree with that. I resonate with that a lot. So like me and my lady now, as you know, we've known each other since high school, and I wouldn't necessarily say there was a love at first sight, but I can distinctively remember the first time I saw her because we met through band. That's where we met. So the high school that we met at, I wasn't supposed to go to that high school. I was supposed to go to a different one, and I essentially transferred or whatever to go to this high school. And so going to band camp before school started, that was my first interaction with anyone at this school. So like first or second day, we were doing drills or whatever, and I remember seeing her, and she always makes I don't know that she actually believes me that this happened, but it did. I definitely did. I remember this distinctively, where she was like ahead of me in this formation we were doing, and I remember seeing her and be like, "Yo, who's that?" And then she turned around
in front of you was the
yeah, correct. And then she turned around and I was like, "Yo, like this chick is like pretty as hell." And I don't remember what our actual first interaction, like actually communicating was, but I distinctly remember that. So like, I don't want to say there was love at first sight, but kind of you said like there was an attraction there from the get-go.
Yeah.
And we obviously only started officially dating earlier this year, but we've been best friends since. And there's that part where it is kind of just like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like if you fugazi or something like that. Like it's just kind of like it's there, but it's more of an attraction. It's not so much love at first sight, and I can agree with that. But where I think where people confuse love at first sight as just an attraction versus actual like love is more so the interaction. It's the first interaction. I think there's a lot more attraction or the love part that builds off the interaction versus the sight.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you plenty of times, both with my lady now, and she's probably not gonna like to hear this, with other women I've interacted with, where there's that first interaction. So honestly, you can actually pertain this to friends too. How often where you've known someone for 10 years, but then you met someone last weekend, and you almost like to hang out with the person you met last weekend than the person you've known since middle school. You know what I mean? Like that happens. There's an interaction and a connection that can happen between people, both platonically as just great friends and both romantically, that you can just relate to. You know what I mean? I can tell you plenty of friends where I'm just like, we were just great friends from the jump because there was just a natural interaction that I think people confuse for the love at first sight. And so there wasn't necessarily love at first sight. I think I was more attracted to her, but once we started actually interacting and becoming friends, through band and just school in general, like that's where my attraction for her became. And I've been attracted to her and had feelings for her since high school to this day, obviously to this day, because we're dating now.
Yeah.
But and the second part of that, I think the sacrifice that you're referring to is, again, it's not so much as a bad thing. It's more so the sacrifices you have to make for the benefit of our growth together.
Yes.
And that was kind of a huge thing for us at first, because she's been through a lot where, kind of just to put it simply, she had a lot of trauma at first, so it was hard for us. Like even no matter how great our connection was, even for her to give in to want to date me was hard, because she had so much trauma built up from past relationships and other events that happened in her life. And the biggest thing for me was, especially being someone who's in sales where it's a now type of deal, like you have to close the deal now. It was hard for me to like take a step back and be patient, because that's not my natural psyche anymore. At least within the last 4 or 5 years.
Patience is tough, man.
Patience is tough, especially for in being conditioned in the type of jobs that we have, right? And so just taking a step back and just really having the patience to let her both, one, decide to even want to try to continue to the next step with me, but then grow beyond that. There's so much patience through both just how to communicate with one another, how do we communicate with one another, how do we choose to love one another, things like that. But even in the tough situations, to process through it, I think is also another thing too. I've had to have a lot of patience because there was a lot of times, even arguably relatively recently, where it wasn't necessarily something that was an issue, but it was something that triggered her because of an issue in the past. And just the patience to get through that. And it sucks because sometimes, depending on the mindset that I'm in, I'm also kind of petty too. We both have our petty tendencies. So sometimes I'll get into my moods where I'm like, nah, fuck this, I don't need this, whatever, right? Or like I'll egg it on just because I know it's pissing her off. You know what I mean? So like, it's a lot of patience. There's a lot of patience, a lot of understanding. But we've both, within that growth within each other, and both of us sacrificing within each other, to know that we're both want to grow with each other to a larger view and a larger want in life. Yeah. We both know that no matter what happens.
Something that neither of you could accomplish on your own.
Correct.
But that you want to accomplish together.
We want to accomplish together. Yeah. That we both know at the end of the day, it's us. We want to grow together. We want to be together. And no matter what happens, no matter what we have to do in the process, at the end of the night or at the beginning of the next day, it's us. And it's been pretty healthy. It's been a long process.
Glad to hear that you found that, man.
It's been a long process, but we've gotten to a pretty good spot in that.
Love it.
So, but yeah, I would agree with that though. The love at first sight thing is kind of a weird thing.
Love it. All right, next one here. All right. By Always Happy 7732. What's a memorable lesson you learned from a failure or mistake?
I already said mine. Like
I think we read
twice.
This one already.
We haven't read it, but we've said it inadvertently.
I'm pretty sure I double printed a couple of these.
No, we haven't read that one, but we've talked about it already. So pull the second one. Yeah.
All right. This is good. By user Lala_. Aliens have just landed. They require conclusive evidence for why human beings should be permitted to exist. What do you show them? This did,
bro.
Man.
Honestly, can I be really
wipe us out, bro?
Well, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if they did decide to wipe us out. I kind of get it, but at the same time, you know what I would show them? It wouldn't be anything related to like government or economy or arguably even religion. I would run them down the timeline, and as much as I could in the shortest amount of time possible, introduce them to meme culture.
Oh my god!
It's what we
fucking
call,
aliens.
What we call the internet. Like, well, when we say we love the internet, that's what I would introduce them to, because that's the best. Arguably, sometimes that's the best part of humanity we have left. The government doesn't care about us. The economy's shit. Like, what else do we have? The internet for relief. You know, I would show them Reddit. I would show them the great parts of TikTok. I would show them Twitter. Like, I would show them meme culture as a whole. And basically is what I would do. Like, that to me sounds, I'm confused. That would to me sounds.
I don't know why the fuck that's going on.
That would be the way. That would be the saving grace for humanity. Not religion. Not what, because that's corrupt. I think the Catholic religion, like the Catholic Church, is pretty doesn't make any sense to me. With the money transfers more than anything. Not so much the religion part, but the money transfers to going up to the Vatican or whatever. Anyways, meme culture.
Whoa.
I diverted a little hard there.
Baby.
But
this is why this bottle of whiskey is empty.
Meme culture. I think
meme to fucking Vatican doorstep.
I think that would be the greatest saving grace of humanity, is how much that no matter honestly, let's be real. You can talk about sports, you can talk about music or whatever. Let's be real. I think in the last 10 years, the biggest thing to bring everyone together as a whole is a great meme viral. Is a viral meme. Let's be real. The Super Bowl every fucking year has the best memes in the world because everyone is putting in their 2 cents about it.
Like we're talking about the U.S., yeah.
That's fair. I've never really. That's fair. But all I'm saying is, like, that's pretty great.
Here's what I'm saying. An alien lands on my doorstep. He walks in the door. He says, "Why should we spare all of you?" You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hop on to kayak.com. By the very first flight to Colombia, Cartagena. I'm gonna fucking handhold this little alien to the beaches of Cartagena and just say, ¿Está bien? Okay. He's be like, see, okay, and then he's gonna beam himself back up, and we're gonna be gone. We're gonna live, thanks to the Colombians. Because they're hot as fuck. That's our saving grace.
Yeah, we have two totally different views on this.
That's our saving grace. Meme culture and Colombians.
Yes, that's all we need. That's all you need in life.
That's all you really need.
That's the recipe to happiness.
I mean, I have a hard time finding anything else.
Oh my god.
Dude, we did just kill a fucking bottle.
We did. We really did.
Congrats to that shit.
Resident user, the MNT Man 2002 Mountain Man, is that what that's supposed to be? Anyways, what was your oh shit am I getting old moment?
Ooh,
you want to know what mine is? Both me and my lady have been going through this. On most nights, neither one of us can really stay up past 12 anymore.
Well,
most nights, keyword most nights.
All right.
Like, we try to go out, especially now, granted, we kind of set, or at least sometimes I set myself up for failure. I'll try to go out after I just worked 11 hours of the day, like, and with no nap. And well, that part of that alone.
I was about to say, you say the word nap as an adult.
Yeah.
You know you're old,
correct. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't help to the argument either. But, like, just trying to, like, setting myself up for failure in that. Like, if I have a Saturday off and then I go out at night, there's more chance of me being successful to stay up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. But nonetheless, sometimes it'd be 12 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock. Oh, we just got to the club and I'm already yawning.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, I can't hang no more. That and how hard the hangovers hit the next day. I used to never get hangovers when I was first 20, 21, 22, 23. Bruh.
So I have two. The first one, I think I was 24. Yeah, I was 24. I was in Vegas. At a strip club. Chicks dancing on me, you know, having a good time. Like, oh, how old are you? She looked pretty young. Like, how old are you? She's like, how old are you? I was like, 24. I was like, well, I'm 5 years younger than you. I was like, fuck. Someone's able to be dancing and is 5 years younger than me. Feel old as shit. Feel old as shit. So that was number one. Number two was my birthday this last year. That just passed. I went to a baseball game, and I was supposed to go out downtown because, again, it was my birthday. I went out, I walked around, I looked at the people who were out there, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be out here. Like, I just want to fucking have a couple drinks at home and just fucking chill.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck cares who all these people are, you know? Like,
That's how I felt, I think, the last time I went to Mill.
Dude,
all the college
no, don't
kids.
even.
And I'm just like,
let me change this shit.
all the college kids walking around, I'm like,
don't even talk to me
y'all
about
were
Mill,
born in,
dude. You
were born in 2002.
You were the one who brought me out to Mill on your goddamn birthday.
This is true. This is why I haven't been to Mill. I probably haven't been to Mill like a year and a half now, probably because of this. But like, bro,
I left you. I left you, motherfuckers.
You were done. I'm not done with this
like,
shit.
dude, I can't anymore, bro.
Oh God, what was it the other day? There was something. Oh no, you know what it is? I think realizing that we're the tail end of a generation, and then the next generation is like on a totally different wavelength than us.
Oh my god!
And realizing that because now they're starting to like do stuff on the internet too, and I'm just like, bruh, like what? Like, and the thing is, what's crazy is we're only like 5, 6 years removed from them. Like in the grand scheme of things, that's not that far. Especially when you think like as us as millennials,
we've been a decade removed from college
or high school in general. Yeah. But no, what I'm saying is.
Dude,
but even if you like find people who are
that.
like 5, 6 years younger than us, sometimes it's a huge discrepancy. But if you go 10 years in front of us, we're arguably the same. You know what I mean? Like that's the part where I think it's really weird that like us being at the tail end of millennials, with like all of the millennials we relate to more than someone who's only 4, 5, 6 years younger than us. Like that's the part where I think it's like there's a huge generation gap in that, and that's what like things sometimes makes me feel like, why do I feel old right now? When like they say certain things, you know what I mean? Like the first time I heard about like no cap, like or all facts, no printer, and I'm like, this is a thing?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
So I played dumb with my niece. So my niece is young. She's in high school. You know?
Yeah.
So I played dumb. I love it. I'm like, she asked me the other day. She's like, Uncle Alex, do you have Riz? I was like,
what's Riz?
What's Riz? Like, where does that come from? What does that mean? So I had
Don't get me wrong. I
had to make her define it for me to make sure she actually knew what it fucking meant.
Yeah.
Than some bullshit, because that's what I think.
There are some phrases I do really like.
I think these kids these days just say that shit because someone else does.
I do like Riz. I do like the phrase Riz. That actually, I think
I still don't, but I get it.
I actually really like Riz. I think Riz is really funny, and I think it's like but it's a really easy way to say it too. You know what I mean? Instead of like saying like, oh, bro, you got. Well, I guess for us it was you got game. I think is what it was. Actually, yeah, that would be the equivalent. For in our generation, it was, oh, I got game, or I can spit, or I can spit, or I can spit game. You know what I mean?
Spit game.
You know what I mean? So
spit game. This little high now or what?
Yeah.
Hey, that word has not been said in like 3 years.
Hey, bro, Rizzer up.
Spit game this high now. Listen,
that's true.
That word has not been said. That sentence has not been said in 3 years.
That's probably true. But I also saying, "Hey, go Rizzer up." Like it's kind of smooth. I kind of appreciate that.
I can't.
I appreciate that. I think it's smooth.
I can't. I think I want to be the old.
The dumb stuff and no cap. I'll appreciate.
No. Hey, you can't say no cap.
No cap. I don't. That's not in my vocabulary. Riz is in my vocabulary. No cap is not. But like it's like the weird things like all facts, no printer, or like bro. You know what kind of pisses me off sometimes too? It's like it's giving. I'm like, shut up.
Oh, I fucking hate that. It's a season of.
Yeah.
It's a giving of.
It's giving anxiety. I'm like, bro, just say you have anxiety, bro. Like,
it's giving bitch is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That one, it's giving. I say very mockingly when I say it. But again, Riz, I do like the word
So here's
Riz.
the thing. In the free world, it's giving. In the spiritual world, I'm in the season of.
That's true.
Can I not get a nap on that?
That's true.
I'm out of whiskey and there's no more of that, so. I'm in the season of. I can't date.
I'm in the season of healing.
Dude, I can't explain to you how much I hated hearing that shit. And I heard that shit all the fucking time, dude. I'm in the season of repairing.
Not repairing. Not even healing. Repairing.
Repair. All right. Cortez, what do you think? All right, dude. We finished a goddamn bottle.
Whole ass bottle.
By spiraling. Username spiraling.
Are you okay?
No, that's what it is.
You spiraling out of control?
With 2 L's and 3 G's. What's something you're convinced the opposite gender is pretty like emotional men?
How the opposite gender what?
Something that the opposite gender
is pretending like. Oh, I would agree with that.
Emotion.
I would agree with that.
If a wench sees you in emotion, you're out of the game.
Yeah. Most. I would say most.
99.98.
My lady accepts me for who I am. Because I can be emotional.
Jealousy.
However, yes, I would agree with that a lot. Because I've seen it too often online where women are like, oh, just being
not even online, in real life.
And in real life, but just like, oh, be in tune with your emotions, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then on the flip side, that same chick will be like, yeah, but like, why do you want to talk about your day? I don't give a shit how your day is. Like, let's just go to dinner. It's like, bitch, what?
It goes back to my pillars. Pillars of foundation.
Yeah.
Who can you rely on? If someone's fucking crying for you, someone's fucking like weak, you can't rely on that shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Now, there are exceptions. I will say that. There are exceptions. Like, once you actually find someone who will have your back as much as you have theirs, and that's an agreement,
Yeah.
then that is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But if let's say you're on the street, you're trying to fucking chop it up with some chick. Yeah.
And you start crying, you're done.
Yeah. Fuck no.
You're done.
You're gone.
Yeah.
But
Anything short of like you just like in the middle of trying to
just,
rizz her up, you got a text that says, "Oh, your grandma just died," and that's why you started crying. Anything short of that, and even then, they're probably still gonna look at you like, "Really, bitch, you're crying right now?"
dude,
in the club?
they lose respect immediately.
Oh, for sure.
They will never accept it.
Mm.
But it's a goddamn truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd actually probably agree with that.
Your pool.
And then my pool. From Colonel Varun. What is something that you want to experience before you die?
Love. I think I defined it earlier today and talked about it a little bit. That'd be nice. Be nice.
Yeah.
We're also out of whiskey, so.
I have
Dude,
that.
we fucking killed a goddamn bottle. We should be pretty. We should be pretty proud of that. Where the fuck did your glass go?
I got two things. I was right here.
Oh, there you go.
That I want to experience before I die. I want to skydive. That's been on a bucket list.
Oregon.
But
or Sedona.
I think, and this is the pure car guy in me, I want to drive the Nürburgring before I die.
The what?
The Nürburgring. It's arguably the most famous racetrack in the world. It's in Germany. So one, I got to go to Germany. That in itself is expensive. And then
It's not.
I'm sure it's not. But hold on. There's layers to this. So there's getting to Europe and Germany / Germany.
The licenses. Because Germans love rules.
The license.
You can't golf on a course. Sorry. You can't golf on a course in Germany without a license.
Really? Okay. So there's probably licenses that are involved. And then the expense to rent a car while I'm there. Because obviously I'm not shipping my car there. And then this track is also known as the most, well, it used to be at least, probably still is, the most dangerous racetrack in the world because it's a let me put it this way. It's like a 12.2 mile long one lap. Like one lap is 12.2 miles long. And it's got ups, downs, dips, left, right, curves, banks. Like it's the craziest racetrack in the world. But it's arguably the best racetrack in the world. Like, for instance, most automakers, when they're making a track specific car, test this car on the Nürburgring to see how it performs. They tune it for the Nürburgring because they know if it performs great on the Nürburgring, there's not many tracks in the world that it won't perform great on. And that is the bucket list to go race. That would be that's on the list. I have to do that before I die.
Ford versus Ferrari. What are your thoughts?
I've actually never seen the movie.
Dude, are you serious?
That's sacrilegious as a car guy. I know all of the history, of course, but I've never seen the movie. There's also another movie though called
Wow.
Oh, what's this movie called? It has Liam Neeson in it. Not Liam Neeson. Who's the guy that plays Thor?
Fucking Dick Chin? I don't know.
No. The guy that plays Thor. I'm spacing on his name right now. I feel really bad for spacing on his name.
He was in X-Men as well. Josh.
No, it's not Josh. He's British,
something.
bro.
What is it? I don't know.
Chris Hemsworth, bro.
No, that's Thor.
That's what I said, Thor.
I thought you said Thanos.
No, I said Thor, bro.
My bad.
Chris Hemsworth is in this movie.
That's what a fucking
Chris Hemsworth is in this movie about the early days of Formula One and the rivalry between his character and another character.
Yes, I've seen those clips.
Yeah. And one of the tracks that I think
he got burned to shit
on. Yes, I think that was on the Nürburgring.
It was
burned to shit because it was raining. Yep. And so it's.
Have you seen some of those F1 fucking crashes, dude?
Oh, they're insane.
Did you see the one in fucking the UK where dude got just fucking vaporized?
No. Did he actually die?
Yes. So a fucking an F1, or I can't remember if it's F1 or whatever it was, crashed on the side of the road. So they went out to fucking put the fire out, but one of the attendants got hit on the track. And this video can be found online. I won't link it, but it can be found online. The body just
Oh shit,
into a goddamn mist.
dude. On that kind of same topic, bro. I've been seeing. I don't know why. I've been seeing a lot of like crazy stuff on my TikTok feed about like people disappearing and stuff. I saw
caves?
this. No, not necessarily the cave. I did see that one.
That's
too,
a whole nother list.
Yes, I did see that one where it was like it showed the like a map of random disappearances that have never been solved, and then
The cave system.
the cave system in America, and they're like photocopies
Identical.
of each other. Bro, that's insane. But no, this video I saw today, or it was either today or yesterday. This cop had pulled over a chick for running a stop sign and or speeding. It was one of the two, and she goes to the video, or she goes to the window, and this is her body cam video. And she's just talking to the chick, grabs her license, grabs the registration, and she's like, okay, I'll be right back, as cops do to go back to the car to run everything. So she grabs the stuff. She's like, okay, I'll be right back. She turns, and I'm talking less than a second, comes back to the window to say, your registration is expired. And before she can finish saying registration, she freezes because the person's gone, but the seatbelt is still buckled. So in the process, I swear, I'll send it to you. In the process of her turning and coming back, in the process of turning and coming back, the person literally disappeared, and the seatbelt is still buckled, but it's flat against the chair. And she freaks out. Of course, she's like, "Bro," and I don't, bro. It was
send this to me right now.
It was almost too crazy.
I'll post it.
It's so crazy that I could believe it to be real or fake in the same process. You know, some things you just see, you just know it's fake,
bro. Come on,
bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've also been encapsulated recently about skinwalkers. I don't know why. I think that's the
By the way, anyone that's on the live, check out my bio. Whiskey Wisdom. Follow that channel. We'll be posting all this shit.
I've been so encapsulated by skinwalkers. Like, that's the one mythical creature I think actually exists. Like, bro, I don't know what it is, but like all the videos you see of like, where like people are like, my dog's already inside and the dog's outside scratching at the window. Or you see the weird like people in their Ring cameras like acting really, really strange. Like, I don't know what it is, but something about skinwalkers just like encapsulates them.
They're just possessed.
And then you talk to like people who live on the res, like especially here in Arizona. If you bring it up to anyone who's native and talk about skinwalkers, they immediately like tense up.
Do you realize how high most of them are when that happens?
How high the people are? The people, yes, but like the animals and stuff. Have you ever seen the videos of like the animals, of like skinwalkers who are supposedly suppressed or possessed as animals or morphed into animals? It's kind of insane. Like you'll see like there was this one video where like you see this weird like almost like Dobby or what was it, Dobby from Harry Potter? Dobby looking thing chasing a chick. Dobby.
The goddamn sock.
Dobby is free. You see it like chasing, and then as soon as it passes a tree, it turns into a dog. And then there's another one where like there's like a deer that's like spazzing out in front of like this tree, and then like loses an antler and then walks away. But like they don't just shed antlers like that, you know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that where I'm just like, bah.
Cortez, what do you think?
Are you a skinwalker?
Honestly, it could be. Like, he's probably the most chill dog I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
That's probably true. Oh, Bella's pretty calm. Trisha's dog?
Who?
Bella? Trisha's
Never
dog?
met that bitch.
This is true because you've never been to my house.
I have once when I fucking wrapped up my hand.
Yes, that is true. Was Bella outside? Bella would have been there.
I don't know.
It's a Rottweiler.
Cortez is the G, though. He's the G. All right. Divorced dad, 670.
The worst dad?
Divorced.
Oh, divorced dad. That's same thing.
Well, I mean.
Touche. Anyways.
That wench probably cheated on him, let's be honest.
Anyways.
Powerball is currently at 1.4 bill. If you won, what's your cover story as to why you're that rich?
No, I don't know. I'll just say I won the lotto. Or I sold the business. I don't know. That's how Mark Cuban became a billionaire, I think, was selling his business.
Vacuums.
Not vacuums.
Dude, listen to him. I mean, you've not heard his shit? Dude, he started on vacuums, bro. He started selling
Cortez.
Hey.
He almost got it.
You get it? He started selling Kirby's.
Who did this?
Cuban.
Mark Cuban?
Yes.
No.
Look it up. I guarantee you.
Because he started some business that that Yahoo Sports or Yahoo bought.
No. He started multiple businesses, obviously, but his first like sales gig was selling door to door Kirby
Really?
vacuums.
Why do I not know this? I should know this.
You should.
I should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look it up.
And then I forgot what exactly he sold to Yahoo that he sold for like
My batteries died for the.
a couple $100 million, I think. And then then from there he grew his portfolio, if you will, to become a billionaire.
Yep.
But anyways, I don't know that I would have a cover story. I would say I won the lotto. Yeah.
Yeah. I just say I just sold a couple of bricks of cocaine from.
I could say that. But
People believe it.
That's probably true. I think the better question is, what would you buy immediately after you won the lotto?
Nothing here in the U.S. I can guarantee that.
So obviously there's of course the immediates. Oh, I'd pay my parents' debt off. I pay my debt off. Like getting past those, the immediate stuff. I'd buy a house, whatever, right? I would spend way too much of that one money on cars. I would immediately have 15 cars in my garage, stat. And I did the math one time, like all the cars that I would buy. It'd be a swift, like almost $3 million worth of cars that I'd buy.
Holy shit!
I did
3 mils,
bro. I did the math one time. Like, but it's legit 15 cars. Like at the house I would buy.
Bro, the fucking Cadillac I have in the shop right now, I would love to drive till I die.
Bro, I know, but I'm talking like I'm buying Porsche GT2 RSs.
But here's the thing:
I'm buying Audi RS6s.
Literally nobody.
I'm buying McLarens. Like
here's the thing: nobody's gonna have the vehicle that I create.
That's true. Yours is gonna be unique, but nonetheless, like I would have way too many cars for my own good. But I would also buy a house. I honestly, you know what I probably would do? I would buy, because you can look online. I've done this before. There's online. No. You probably can, but no.
I might buy that.
You can go online and find racetracks for sale. Like
Races?
actual race
An entire
tracks.
race?
Racetracks. Like car racetracks for sale. You can find them online. And some of them sell for less than $1 million.
What was the one that we were driving back from where fucking Logan's brakes gave out?
Oh, I don't think that was
This is a Mesa or Globe, close to Mesa and Globe. Anyway,
that wasn't with me.
continue.
But anyways, but yeah, you can buy racetracks online right now. And some of them less than $1 million. What I would do, I would buy one of those. I'd build a house there if there wasn't already a house. And then I would build a separate hangar, like an airport hangar, that I could just store cars in.
And then host.
And then I can either
parties.
host events, I can make the racetrack better if it's not already up to my standard. And then all I have to do is walk to my hangar, get into a car, and then race it on that racetrack.
Yep.
Bro, that's where all my money would go to, and I'd be set. I'd be set after that. I don't care about anything else after that.
I like it.
Like, how insane would that be? Just GT2 RSs, fucking Corvettes, Z06s, ZR1 packages, fucking McLarens, fucking all the track specific cars you could possibly have, just chilling in your hangar, ready to go, bruh.
Let's build it.
Let's do it.
Let's build it
Tomorrow.
Mañana.